Okay, so if you're anywhere near web development, you have definitely seen this thing popping up everywhere. Tailwind CSS. It's one of those frameworks that promises to make you faster and more consistent, but let's be honest, at first glance, the code can look, well, like a total mess. So today, we're going to decode what it is, how it works, and why it's gotten so popular. Let's jump in.
So look at this. On the left, you've got the way we all learned to do it, right? Clean HTML, a nice semantic class name like card, and all the styling is neatly tucked away in a separate CSS file. Super organized. Then you look to the right, and whoa, that's Tailwind. It's just this long string of classes right there in the HTML. I mean, it looks kind of chaotic, doesn't it? It feels like it breaks the #1 rule we were all taught. Keep your content and your presentation separate.
And that really is the big question here, isn't it? Why on earth would anyone choose this seemingly messy approach? It feels like we're taking a huge step backward. But trust me, there is a powerful logic behind all this madness, and we're about to uncover it.
To really get Tailwind, we first have to understand the problems it was created to solve. So let's rewind a bit and take a quick look at the old way of writing CSS and some of the headaches that come with it.
You know the drill, right? It's this constant two-step dance. First, you're in your HTML file trying to come up with the perfect semantic class name, like product card or user profile widget. Then you hop over to your giant CSS file to actually write the styles. Now, this seems organized, but it leads to some real-world problems. You're constantly burning mental energy just inventing class names. Your CSS file just grows and grows and grows forever. And maybe the worst part, making a small change can feel like diffusing a bomb because you're never quite sure what else that one class might be affecting on some other page.
So how does Tailwind tackle all this? Well, it takes that entire concept and flips it completely on its head with something they call a utility-first approach.
Utility first sounds fancy, but the idea is actually super simple. It means every class has one and only one job. A class like P4 literally just adds padding. That's it. BG Blue 500 just adds a blue background. The big shift here is that you stop writing CSS. Instead, you're using these pre-built single-purpose classes like they're Lego bricks, snapping your design together right inside your HTML.
And this simple idea just obliterates those problems we were talking about. You're not inventing class names anymore, you just use the ones that exist. Your CSS file basically stops growing because you're just reusing the same utilities over and over. And making changes feels so much safer. You're only editing the classes on a single element, not some abstract rule that could break who knows what. Plus, you get a whole professionally designed system for colors, spacing, and fonts right out of the box.
Okay, enough theory. Talk is cheap, right? Let's actually see how this feels to use. We're going to build a simple button from absolute scratch, one class at a time, so you can really get the workflow.
So we start with absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing. Tailwind actually resets all the default browser styles, so an H1 tag looks exactly the same as a paragraph. It gives you a completely blank canvas, so you can build exactly what you want without fighting the browser.
All right, let's add 2 classes. First, BG-Fuchsia-700 for a background color, and then text white. And boom, instantly we have a visual element. I didn't switch files, didn't write any selectors, just a direct, immediate result. It looks a little cramped though. It needs some breathing room. So let's add PY3 for vertical padding, that's padding on the y-axis, and PX7 for horizontal padding on the x-axis. See how intuitive that is? P for padding, Y for vertical, X for horizontal. It just makes sense.
Let's soften up those sharp edges. We'll add one more class, rounded full. And just like that, we get a perfect pill-shaped button. I mean, think about that. In a matter of seconds, we've built a pretty decent-looking button with just a handful of classes. That's the speed everyone talks about.
But what about different screen sizes? This is where Tailwind is just magic. It's designed to be mobile first. So a class like TextLG applies to all screen sizes. But, and this is the cool part, if we add a prefix like LG, making it LG Text XL, that style will only apply on large screens and up. You're building your responsive design right alongside your component.
And what about interactivity, like a hover effect? It's just as easy. We just add the hover prefix to a background color class. So, hover-bg-fuchsia600. And now, when a user's mouse goes over the button, the color changes. No extra CSS needed. It's all right there.
So that's the core workflow. But don't make the mistake of thinking Tailwind is just a collection of presets you're stuck with. No, it's a powerful engine that you can fully customize. Let's look at how this all comes together to make a professional toolkit. You are absolutely not locked into Tailwind's defaults. There's a file called tailwind.config.js, and this is where you can extend the entire theme. You can add your company's own brand colors, specific fonts, custom spacing, anything you want. And the engine then automatically generates new utility classes for you so you can start using bg-dark blue or text-dark blue right away.
This customization extends to really modern features too, like dark mode. You enable it in your config and suddenly you get access to a brand new dark variant. You can then tell any element what it should look like in dark mode right in your HTML, just like you did for responsive design. It's incredibly efficient.
Now I know what you might be thinking. Okay, but what if I use that same button style in 20 different places? That long string of classes is going to get super repetitive. And you're right, but Tailwind has an answer for that too. It's called the @apply directive.
Here's how it works. You can hop back into your CSS file and create a custom class, like .card. Then, using @apply, you can just bundle all those utility classes you need right into it. Now, back in your HTML, you can just use that single, clean .card class. You get the reusability and clean markup of traditional CSS, but you're still building everything with the power and constraints of the Tailwind design system. It's really the best of both worlds.
So why should you really care about all this? Because understanding Tailwind isn't just a niche skill anymore. It's quickly becoming a core competency for any serious front-end developer.
When you master Tailwind, you're not just learning a bunch of class names. You're mastering a modern professional workflow. You're learning how to build with a utility-first architecture, how to implement complex responsive designs without writing a single media query, and how to customize a design system from the ground up. Honestly, these are the exact skills that hiring managers are looking for right now. Which brings us to one last kind of provocative thought. For years, the golden rule of web development was separation of concerns. Keep your styles and your markup completely separate. Tailwind challenges that idea head-on. It suggests that by putting your styles right next to the elements they affect, you can actually build faster, more consistently, and in a way that's easier to maintain. So is the future of CSS actually written right inside our HTML? Now that's something to think about.